Welcome to Baofeng Basics. I bet you're wondering what all these buttons are for.
Channel mode.
The first thing you're going to notice is your radio actually speaks to you when you turn it on. Whenever you turn it on, it should say whatever mode it's in. Hopefully it is in frequency mode, which it's not right now. Right now it is in channel mode. To switch and toggle between channel mode and frequency mode, you will press this little VM button here.
Frequency mode.
Frequency mode will show up as numbers. Channel mode may show up as numbers unless you've programmed it in to say specific little acronyms or letters or words. I've specifically programmed mine so that I can easily figure out which channel or frequency I'm on. So you want to be on frequency mode. That's where you can key in your frequencies very easily. This is the call button. It's got two separate functions. If you press it once, it'll allow the AM FM radio to come up, and you can toggle up and down with these little arrows to switch frequencies on your FM radio. The other function is it's an emergency tone signal, which in order to engage that you would press it and hold it down for about a second, and it would transmit an emergency tone signal over the designated frequency that you have here. This is your push to talk button. I just advise you to press it for at least a quarter of a second before you begin your transmission, and hold it throughout your transmission, and hold it at least a quarter of a second after your transmission is finished. That'll help the repeaters completely transmit your intended transmission. This is the monitor button. Whenever you press it once, it allows the flashlight function to work on your radio. You press it again, it'll cause it to flash. Press it again, it stops. Now the other function is if you press it and hold it, it turns the squelch off on the radio. It completely drops it to where you can listen to anything that's coming through on the channel. The intended purpose of that is to listen to any weak transmissions that may not be strong enough to break your squelch barrier. Now you want to make sure your squelch barrier starts out real low, and then you want to work up from there. The squelch is nothing more than just a filter to block out weak transmissions that you just don't want. Alright, this is your AB button. What it will do is it will toggle between frequency A and frequency B. You see this little chevron here? It'll move up and down as you toggle. That is the actual frequency set that you will transmit on whenever you key up. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're on the right frequency whenever you do this. Now be forewarned, because of the dual monitoring feature of this radio, you may hear a transmission off of 444 on frequency B, and whenever you key up, you'll actually accidentally transmit on 145. So you want to make sure that you are down on the right frequency that you're hearing on to transmit correctly. This is your band button over here. You will press it to toggle between the 2-meter band and the 70 centimeter band, or VHF and UHF. It's very similar to changing your AM FM radio in your car between AM and FM. If you are in channel mode, this button will not work. Now just again, your channel mode actually may be displaying numbers at this point unless you've already programmed some frequencies in. See, I've programmed actual names for mine, so make sure that you are on frequency mode whenever you switch between bands. This radio has a scan feature. Mine is right down here. What happens is if you press and hold that button, it will begin to scan. Now, it will stop at the top of the band that you have selected and start over at the beginning of that band. Since this radio monitors two separate bands, you want to make sure that you have the band key set for whatever frequency you actually want to monitor. So in this case, if I wanted to monitor the 70 centimeter band, I would actually scan in the 400 range here, and if I wanted to monitor the 2-meter band, I would switch back to the 145 area. The next feature is actually very important. This is going to be your lock key down here. What you're going to do is you're going to press and hold it, and the radio goes into lock mode. That is very useful because it will not allow you to key any buttons here. However, you will be able to key up and speak even though it's in lock mode. To turn it off of lock mode, just press and hold it again. it unlocks it. So for the 2 meter band, or VHF, whatever you want to call it, the frequency allocation will begin at 144 megahertz and it will end around 148 megahertz. That's from 144 to 148. So UHF, it's ultra high frequency. That begins at 420 and ends around 450 megahertz. Now, with GMRS goes between 462 and 467. If you're in your car and you're listening to the radio and you have your radio set on, say, 103.5, that actually stands for 103.5 megahertz. The factory settings of this radio actually allow you to begin to transmit and receive at 136 megahertz.
This completes video number 3 for the Baofeng Basics series. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button on YouTube and also subscribe to our channel so you can get the latest videos that we put out. The next video we're going to be doing is manual programming and menu navigation. Be sure to visit our website www.ap3nation.com where you can receive information on how to build your bug out bag. And as always, thank you very much for watching.